Hey woodcutters, TopSaw here. In this video, I'm going to go over how you turn rough cut logs into usable lumber. So it all really starts out in the forest where the logger takes down the trees and cuts the logs. And the way those logs are cut really determines the way the wood comes out. All of our logs are from residential tree work that I usually bring in on the weekends. After the logs are cut and transported to wherever they're milled, then the next process is milling. The way we move our logs around is with the Vermeer CTX50 with a small grapple on it. We load it onto our Wood-Mizer LT15 mill, and then we start milling. That was a piece of madrone that was getting put on the mill there, and this is actually a cedar log that's getting milled out. The first step is cutting cants, where you take off the bark and get it relatively square or rectangular. The mill does a beautiful job cutting, but it's not that smooth. So from the mill, you take your lumber and you rough cut it to length with a chainsaw or even with a circular saw. And then once it's rough cut to length, you take it to the planer. And this is a beautiful planer right here. This is a Laguna 25-inch planer, and you plane the top side of the board, and that is your first surface. So we're going to get the wood surfaced 6 sides. We surface the top on the planer. When we have a smooth, flat plane, we flip it over and we surface the other side. After the planer, you're surfaced on 2 sides. Once you're surfaced on 2 sides, you go over to the jointer. And this is a Powermatic joiner, 6-inch Powermatic joiner with heliarcal blades, and you joint the one edge. Sometimes it'll take about 2 passes to get that edge straight, but that edge is straight after you join it. After that, you're jointed or surfaced on 3 sides, the top, the bottom, one edge. Once one edge is jointed, you go to the table saw to rip the other edge. When you rip the other edge, you make it straight, but also parallel. So the reason why you do not joint 2 edges is they would both be straight, but not necessarily parallel. So now we're surfaced on 4 sides. From there to a crosscut saw, and all I'm doing is cutting perpendicular, not to length at all. I'm just surfacing the 5th side. After I surface the 5th side on a compound miter saw, I surface the 6th side, keeping the fingers far from the blade and always having safety first thing in mind. Never use any of these tools unless you've been trained in person. After I'm surfaced 6 sides, I cut to length. I use a tape and I measure. I put a little X on the side where I want the blade to go, because the blade's going to create sawdust, and I want to make sure it comes out of my scrap piece of wood. All right, well, that's how you surface wood on 6 sides. If you like the video, hit like and subscribe. I'd love to hear your comments below. Thank you for watching.